Hi, Christelle. See if I can make you a co-presenter. Hello, let's get started. Welcome to the Law Firm Owners Survival and Marketing Plan. Let me just check in with Christelle. Can you hear me? Ping me a message on the WhatsApp because I've cut down the people on the screen, but hopefully you can. Thank you very much. Good stuff. Okay, well, let's dive in. What are we going to cover today? Well, hopefully I'm going to give you lots of useful stuff and certainly a lot of resources to take away. You'll see the link to the resources at the bottom there. At my normal website address /resources. If you've already registered on that page, you should get them anyway. And if you're not sure, register and you'll be told if you're already on the list. So we're going to look at the mindset you should have now to put you in a strong position to come out of this well and strongly. And the good news for my part is definitely seeing plenty of activity for a lot of my clients. I'd say pretty much in many areas, obviously not conveyancing, but in many areas, back to where we were. I had a friend sent me a picture this morning of the M25, which was rammed, solid, stationary, just like normal. So I don't think people are necessarily obeying the rules anymore, and people want to get on with things. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to look at marketing fundamentals, the basics of marketing that no one ever really talks about, that frustrate me because if you can understand them, if you can understand these three basics, then you'll never make a marketing mistake. You'll make sure every bit of marketing you do works for you, and you'll have a much more successful law firm and a much more profitable law firm, which is obviously what it's all about. Then I'm going to look at what you need to be doing from a marketing tactical point of view, what you should be doing regularly, and can give you a marketing plan as well. There'll be a chance of questions at the end. I'll dive into some of the website reviews during the presentation whilst it's relevant to what I'm talking about. Then I'll do a few more of your website reviews at the end. I had loads in. Thank you very much for that. I may not get to them all, but I'll make you this offer. If I don't get to your webinar website review on this webinar, then email me. If you'd like me to do one, I shall do you a personal video review perfectly happily. So don't forget that. Feel free to email me. So your competition. Now I know with solicitors, having been a solicitor myself and had the firm next door that was our competition and did exactly what we did, and the firm that Christelle worked at, who's on the call with me, and she worked with me there, and she now works with me outside of the legal world. But there was a firm next door to us. They were our competition. We looked at them in a strange way, and they looked at us. And when I had those phone calls when I was doing the marketing for the firm, I had those phone calls at sort of 4:30 on a Friday that we've all had saying, well, if you don't take it, your next door neighbour firm's going to take this slot. So you better buy it now, Jervis, or else. So I know solicitors are often fixated by competition. The good news from my side is that generally you don't need to be. Whenever I speak with a new solicitor, and I speak with hundreds every year, they'll often say, well, these guys seem to do everything right. But I can dig behind and see that very rarely all firms do everything right. And there's some basic things that they do wrong, which make a heck of a difference to making their life easy. So you shouldn't be fixated on your competition, and particularly now, there is an opportunity because a lot of your competition have stopped doing anything. They've gone into panic mode, survival mode. Some of them weren't set up to cope with the working from home we've had to do, and they're gone very quiet. And I know that because obviously I look around at solicitors' websites. Some are just saying, some in my local town have just put up a closed sign, which I find astonishing, but it's happening. So that's your competition at the moment. A lot of them are panicking. You cannot do that. You need to be talking to your clients, your audience, and explaining how what they should be doing, what they should be thinking about, what's going on locally. I saw a brilliant email from one of my marketing solicitors members. I did this presentation for them earlier in the week, a version of it, and he just sent out a fantastic email promoting 2 local businesses that were now doing home delivery of meats and veg, I think, that weren't doing that before the event. Now you could say, well, what's that got to do with a solicitor telling his clients about that? But his clients are all local, so it's very relevant. He's serving his clients, he's not selling to them. He said this might be useful to you if you're struggling to get delivery slots, as many people have. Here's some local providers that are delivering right now and could get you some food and drink. So it's very much a position now that you need to talk to your clients from a marketing point of view. Marketing is all about understanding your clients, putting them first, which is one of my mantras, clients first in everything. If you do that, if you think about them, what they're worried about now, what they're experiencing, what they're going through, and you say, look, you might find this helpful, it puts you in a fantastic position. It puts you in a great light as a leader in the community. If you're in a niche, then you'll fully understand where your clients are and what their concerns are. And even if it's not about legal services, if you help them and think about them and send them relevant information, that will put you in a fantastic position coming out of that. So now is not the time to be quiet and to disappear. Now is the time to very much serve your community, serve your wider audience, let them know you're still there for them. And yes, at the end of that, I'm not saying you can't sell anything. Definitely, if you can help them. A lot of solicitors have had a real run on doing wills now because people have suddenly become aware of, the what they're for and realize they need to get some affairs in order. So, that by all means offer them a call where you can give them more information about your services or a downloadable brochure or something, and progress the relationship to the next stage. But start from a position of serving, and then offer how you can take things to the next stage afterwards. If you do that, you'll come out of this very, very well. Be that thought leader, think about your audience and help them. It's a very good place to be at the moment. This one is crucial, and I never see anyone talking about this, and it's crucial because I sort of think I'm in a bit of a silo working with the legal world, and I think solicitors sort of will look at legal marketing advice and take that. But a lot of solicitors come to me and they've spent money with some marketing guru who's told them to do one type of marketing, and I can tell instantly that it's completely the wrong form of marketing for their business, yet they've invested their whole marketing strategy in it. And the two types, and the reason they've done that is because they didn't know their marketing DNA, and the person that sold them whatever they purchased obviously wasn't interested in explaining whether it was right or not for them. They just wanted to sell their thing, and their thing only worked for one type of business. It was a legal service that had a marketing DNA called Nurture, and so they'd set the whole website up to capture email addresses by offering valuable downloadable guides instead of saying phone us, email us, fill in an inquiry form. And it's vital you know which area you fill into. So I'm going to have a look at them in a short while and give you some information. So marketing DNA are the lucky legal service providers, and I'm quite jealous of them myself because they're in a position that they can get more work pretty much instantly. So if you offer services like personal injury services, conveyancing services, when the market starts moving again, you can literally promote your services and get people phoning you up and instructing you instantly. It's a fantastic place to be in. And you do that by getting them on the phone with you. People who have had an accident, suffered an injury, don't go looking for a solicitor in the future. They go looking now because they need that solicitor to help them now. If someone's sold their house, they need a conveyancing solicitor to get them in to a new house now. If someone's looking for a will right now during this pandemic, they want a solicitor to do that will for them now, somehow getting around the witnessing and signing laws. They want that to happen. And so the marketing DNA service is all about making sure your website, where most people go, even if they're recommended to you, tells people to phone you, email you, complete an inquiry form, or has instant online live chat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the beauty of marketing DNA service, DNA Now service. Marketing DNA Nurture, maybe not quite so lucky. It's not that it's impossible, it's just that you're playing a longer game. And this very much applies to legal services. Often it's business to business legal services, because you will have a client who already has a solicitor, and they're probably not going to change that solicitor until they fall out with them or are disappointed with some work that you do for them. Now, if you make the mistake of only offering a phone call from your website or an inquiry form or an email, most people that come to your website, you can imagine your client sitting there and he's going, oh, this firm has really annoyed me. I'm going to go look and see who else could help me. They stumble across your website. They're at the point thinking, yeah, maybe I'm not, am I going to move? I'm not sure. Is it that bad? Then they sort of hover and they probably disappear and you've lost them. If you offer an item of value in exchange for their email address from that website, you have a chance of continuing that relationship and being in their inbox month after month after month, so that the point that they are They have had enough of their current provider. You are the only one they will talk to. And this is vital. If you've got a nurture legal service, and you don't have anything that's downloadable from your website so that you can capture email addresses, then you will miss lots and lots of business. And as I said, I'm very much fall into this nurture category. I'm really, really disappointed that no solicitors wake up, and shame on you all of you on this call. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to buy myself a marketing consultant today. I'm going to go and find a marketing consultant, and I'm going to just buy them and get them to do some stuff for me. Sadly, I worked out quite quickly that that doesn't happen. What happens is you go onto Google and you think, I want some more clients, or you buy my book, the Law Firm Growth Forum, and you think, how do I get more clients? Okay, I buy a book, I'll look at this guide Nick's done for me. So for me, if I didn't offer downloadable guides from my website for solicitors to download, read, see and find information about how they grow their business, I wouldn't have a business. I'd have a very small one, and it took me, I think it was 12 to 18 months before I properly started my email marketing list. For the same reasons that probably many of you haven't. Oh, it's going to be too hard. What am I going to say? How will I do it? It's going to be too difficult. I'll do that next time. But it cost me a lot of fantastic clients that would have come to me earlier that took them longer to come to me, or even worse still, went somewhere else, it didn't work, and then came to me afterwards having wasted money. Nothing frustrates me more than that. But it's vital that you know whether you're a now or a nurture service. And again, like I said, if you, with the website stuff, if you want me to tell you if you're not entirely sure, ping me an email after this, or if we've got time in the questions, we'll do it then. Just you have to know this, because if you, the solicitors that I've seen that have spent money building a website where the phone number is hidden, it's actually just, you can't find it. There's no inquiry form. There's no way people can get in touch with you, and all they want you to do is download their guide. And yet it's just not relevant to their type of service. They need people picking up the phone and getting in touch with them right now. So they've wasted a lot of time and effort and money building a website that won't make their phone ring. And for a now business, it's all about making your phone ring. For a nurture business, B2B a lot, or complicated services, maybe lasting powers of attorney, you've got to offer both options that some people will know they want it. Others will be like, what is a lasting power of attorney? What does it do? So that's where you offer them something they can find out more, a brochure, information about it, why you need one, get them on your email list, and then educate them. And we'll come back onto this shortly. But you have to know which they are. So if you're not sure, ask me, I will let you know. It is absolutely vital. The next fundamental is this, that not all marketing is created equal. There's good marketing and bad marketing. There's easy marketing and hard marketing, and there's interruption marketing, and there's attraction marketing. Now, like the guy on the hammock here, I prefer the easy life. I want clients coming to me at the precise moment in time that they are ready to buy my services. I don't want to harangue people and make them think about buying a marketing consultant or working with a marketing consultant or joining marketing solicitors. It's just, life's too hard. If you try and force someone to buy your services when they're not ready for you, it can only go the way of no one benefits from the relationship. It doesn't work. The solicitor wasn't ready. I can't get the results because they won't do what's required. It doesn't work. However, if you can be in front of your perfect clients at the precise moment in time that they are looking for your services, then life is very good. You get a client that's a motivated buyer. They've got, most importantly, buyer intent behind them. They've started their search for your services rather than, for example, with interruption marketing, they haven't been reading a newspaper and seen your ad when their primary purpose was not to buy legal services. That's the sort of summary of interruption marketing. If they're doing something, the primary purpose of which is not to buy your legal services, and they see your advertisement, that is interruption marketing. So that is Facebook, that is Twitter, that is newspapers, it's TV, it's radio. 99% of the people you're pitching your message to in those cases are not interested in your services. So you have to hit a lot more eyeballs to get any interest. Even if you have some vague interest, and Facebook is prime for this. You can be on Facebook looking at bouncing, dancing squirrels, whatever it is you're looking at, and something pops up that you're vaguely interested in. For example, you might be a business owner and a law firm owner, and you see something that says, sell your law firm. And you think, well, yeah, I'd quite like to one day. So you click on the webinar, you register for it, you download a brochure, whatever it is, and they keep in touch with you forever. But because you haven't gone looking to sell your law firm, and you're probably not ready to sell your law firm, the chances of you converting into a client are minimal. However, if I put into Google, sell my law firm fast, and I find a website that gets me on the phone and talks to me about how they can do it, then much more motivated buyer. And the Facebook thing, solicitors always say to me, there you go, you don't like Facebook, do you? I said, well, it's just too hard. It's just too hard work. It's not easy life marketing. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that if you do the marketing methods I'm going to share with you now, the easy life marketing methods, you won't need Facebook. I promise you will not need Facebook. If you get your website right, if you build a brilliant email list and talk to your clients and prospects and referrers on a regular basis, and you grow that referral plan, if you use Google Ads, if it's appropriate, and if you regularly add quality content to your website, you can have as many clients as you want, whether you're 5 figures looking to go past 6, whether you're 6 figures looking to go past 7, or whether you're looking to get past 10 million. I've worked with clients at all of those levels, and they have none of them have used Facebook to get the clients through the door. So if you're thinking that I bang on about it because I don't like it, I don't like it because it's too hard, because it costs you too much money, it takes too much time. I have all sorts of business friends in non-legal sectors who rave to me about Facebook, and then they say, yeah, it does take ages to actually get anyone to inquire about the services, and then they're always a bit flaky because they didn't have buyer intent behind them. So think about that with you want your marketing to be in front of someone at the moment that they're looking to buy your services, or are looking to research your services if you're a nurture business, and they're going to download some information and get on your email list. So interruption marketing, not a fan of. Attraction marketing, where clients come to you, absolutely big tick in the box. So always think about that when you're being sold that 5:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock slot on a Friday, last minute advertising in the local paper. If you don't go in, your next door competitors are. That's the time you need to think, hang on, what sort of marketing is this? Is it going to give me return on investment? Which moves me on to that point. And any small business, and I think that's classed up to tens of millions. So it seems like a derogatory term, but it's all of us. Has to get a return on investment from their marketing. Every single time you spend a penny on your marketing, you have to know if it's working. So the first thing I'd say about that is that means you need to know what your lead volumes are now. If you're not doing any active marketing, you've relied on regular referrals, recommendations, and you're suddenly going to start being more proactive, then you should have at least a spreadsheet recording all of your inquiries into your business every single month. You should know where those inquiries come from, because you should ask your clients. And when your receptionist says, oh, I can't ask, they won't tell me, they will. Because I encourage my clients to use call centers, because they always find out how the client found them, because they'll ask the question. Receptionists generally not so much, not so interested, which is why I always recommend using a call center to vet all initial inquiries. So having a different number on your website or your sales materials that go straight to a call center, and then we can actually find out what's working. The return on investment I'm looking for is a minimum of 3 to 1. So if you're spending £1,000, you want £3,000 in fees. That way you're breaking even at least. If you do the marketing that I'll talk about in the rest of this webinar, you will get your clients coming back to you. And because you are talking to them consistently, they won't be shopping around. So there's none of the price sensitivity you get from cold clients, but you can still win those over. But so I'm looking for 3 to 1 as a minimum. So if you get spend 1,000, get 3,000 back, you've broken even at least. There's probably a bit of profit in there, and you can keep on doing that marketing activity. So you have to measure what's coming in already, and you have to know what the improvement is when you start doing some other marketing, and be able to attribute it to that spend. Which is why I say, if ever I'm asked about sponsorship, if you want to throw money at sponsorship, fine. Don't do it if you want a return on investment, you won't get it. If you want to do it because it's the right thing to do, and you like the football team or whatever it might be, fine. But it's not marketing. It's literally donating money to a cause that you like, which is perfectly fine to do. But for all of your other marketing, it doesn't need to provide you with that 3 to 1 return on investment. If you're in the lucky position that you sell a retainer service, whereby clients pay you every month, maybe for HR/employment advice, then of course you can work on one-to-one, because the first month you can spend as much as you're going to make, because you know that months 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and onwards is your profit. But you have to get that return on investment. You have to have more money coming back in for your marketing than you are putting out there. That is really quite important, quite basic. So there's your marketing fundamentals. And if you just stop there and you really understood those and mastered them, every marketing you'll do from this day forward will be a lot easier. You'll know whether you're a nurture or a now business. You'll do the right kind of marketing for that. You'll either grow your email database or you'll grow your telephone calls. You'll track your return on investment. You'll do the right type of marketing that puts your message in front of clients at the precise moment in time that they are looking for your services, and you will get a return on investment of that marketing. It will work for you. So we're now going to look at getting marketing fit, the things you should be doing and things you should have. And I'm going to do some website reviews as part of the website part, but also at the end of the call, and I'll also take your questions. So pop them in the chat box and Christelle's going to field them to me for the end of the session. So let's have a look at your website. I should have warned you, I have a really dreadful sense of humor. So I put this owl on as a reminder because your website has one purpose I put on here, but there's really two. So the first one is obviously ultimately you're trying to get your clients' contact details, your prospects' contact details from them. But of course, if you don't get any traffic to your website, then you won't get the contact details. So the primary purpose is get people to your website. The secondary one is once they're there, then you need to get their contact details. And so many solicitors get this this wrong in that they think, well, I've got to sell the entire service. I've got to get clients signing up. I've even seen people put client instruction forms on their website and expect their client to fill in a 1 or 2 page form from first visit to the website to become a client before they'll talk to them. That isn't going to happen. People are too busy. People are too starved and conscious of their time. So all you've got to do is to persuade me that you're the right firm for me. You're good enough for me. You're going to do the job fantastically, and then make it easy for me to get in touch with you. And how you do that is you build trust. So you've got to convince me, as I say, that you're the right firm, that you're the specialists, you're the experts, you're the ones I want to help me with this legal matter, and pretty much no one else will do. And you've got about 60 to 90 seconds to do it, because that's the average time on a law firm website. I look at a lot of stats, and probably 1 or 2 pages of your website. And that's where so many solicitors get it wrong. And they think, oh, well, the client can go off and find testimonials and reviews. They can find them on my website. No, they won't. They expect you to do everything for them. So we're going to look at a couple of websites in a minute, but the 2 ways you build trust: you have a depth of expertise and proof of your expertise. Now, the depth of expertise applies in 2 ways. One of them is there has to be enough content on each page for me to believe that you really are specialists in the area of law that I'm looking at. So if there's 100 words, 200 words, it's not enough. I'm not going to believe that. Now, a lot of solicitors worry that, well, if there's too much content, no one will read it. But that's fine, because you have to appeal to the different types of people. So some people will read all of the detail on your website. They will read a 3,000 word website page before they get in touch with you. Others will skim read. So as long as you please both of those people, then you're fine. And you do that by breaking up your content with headings, subheadings, bullet points, images, diagrams, reviews from clients, so that I can skim. If I'm a skim reader, I can skim read it. But if I'm a detail reader, I can read that detail and believe that you really are specialists in this area of law, to get to the point that I'm going to hand you my contact details. If you have very short content on each of your pages, then you immediately offend half of the people coming there, the detail people. If you have lots of content but don't break it up with bullet point subheadings, then you offend the people that like to skim read. So you have to appeal to both. Why would you rule out half of your potential client list? And another point that I hear raised a lot is, if I put so much content on the page, Nick, then they won't need me as a solicitor, but they will. No one's going to read your website and say, oh, I'll just draft this contract myself. That'll be fine. I'll just do my own conveyancing. Nothing could go wrong. I'm sure it'll be all right. I mean, yeah, they're building a railway station next door, but that'll be fine. I won't miss that. So you can't get to the point where your clients think that they can do it themselves, and that content that you're writing should be anyway very much about answering their questions, their fears, their concerns, starting from the client's point of view. If I'm moving house, what am I worried about? Well, can you do it quick enough? Will I lose my dream house? Will you get me over the line in time? After COVID, if there's opportunities for quick purchasing, then I need to see that you can handle quick transactions on your website. So that content is always talking to me, thinking about me as your client, and answering my concerns and fears. So it's not actually going into detail about the law. It's going into detail about wafting this wasp out of my office. It's going into the detail about how you're going to make my life better if I use you as a law firm. So that's depth of content on the page. You've got to have enough content on the page. The other proof of your expertise through depth of expertise is you've got to have enough sections in each, enough pages in each of your legal services. So if you do conveyancing, there should be 5 to 10 pages in the conveyancing section. If you do family law, there should be 5 to 10 pages. If you do personal injury, 5 to 10 pages. Business, 5 to 10 pages. If you don't have enough depth of expertise in there, why should I give you my contact details? Remember, which is all that we're trying to get to this point on your website, that you give me that your prospects give you your contact details. Why should I do that if you've got 2 lines on the page that says, yeah, we do this and we're good at it, give us a call? It's not enough. You've got to work harder now than ever. This is pre-COVID and after, to convince me you're the best firm for my needs. So that's depth of expertise. The other reason you need depth of expertise is if you think of your website like premium bonds. If you have 1 premium bond, your chance of winning the jackpot is very small. If you have thousands of premium bonds, your chances are greatly increased, and that's exactly the same with pages on your website. If you have 1 page on your website, then chance of you getting any visitors from Google is pretty much non-existent, because Google will say, well, I don't know what you do. I don't know what your service is because you don't tell me. So Google can't work out what your page is about. So it can't send anyone to them. So the only people that go there are people that are told to give you a call. So you're missing opportunities if you don't have enough premium bond pages on your website. So that it's pleasing people and it's pleasing Google. Always people first, not like an SEO crammed site, search engine optimization, crammed site full of keywords. Please people first, Google second. But if you don't have enough content, enough pages, you'll never get traffic to your website. On the flip side of that, if you regularly add quality content to your website, as my clients do, your traffic does this without paying an SEO company. And I'll come on to my thoughts on SEO, search engine marketing, basically getting to the top of Google organically free of charge. Proof of expertise comes in the form of external endorsements of your expertise. So this is client reviews. This is as featured in, if you're in a niche, your niche publication. So for me, the Solicitors Journal, Gazette. For you, whatever your niche is, as featured in the local paper if you're a local firm. It's any external, any of your memberships, for example, STEP. And the key thing with these proof of expertise is when you put them on your site, especially membership badges like STEP, don't link to the STEP website. If they insist you do it, hide the link somewhere away from the public, because the number of times I see people get a visitor to their site, and then that visitor sees STEP, goes off to the STEP site, and guess what the STEP site does? It shows them all the STEP solicitors in the area, and they might find one closer than you were, and you've lost your client. So the way I use this is that I'll, on client sites, is I'll talk about the memberships, the expertise they have, linked to a page on their own website that then explains why membership of these organizations makes this firm a better fit for the clients. So all on this website, not sending them off. Your website's job is to get my contact details, not to send me off to social media. I've put those icons on there. Get me to your website with social media by all means. Post links to your brilliant articles. But once I'm on your site, get me on the phone or get me filling in your downloadable guide. So the other thing to remember about proof of expertise is that now most people, I never thought this would happen for choosing legal services, making an informed decision, but most people are on a mobile device. So they are on this looking for your services. And so that means that if this screen was the entire website, but we had a column, so we had a column of content and then a column where we had an inquiry form, reviews, memberships, etc., to show how good we are, they will only see the content column. So they're only seeing the words in the middle section of your website on a mobile device, which means that you have to get across the proof of your expertise amongst your content, because if you don't, people won't see it until they've scrolled all the way to the bottom of your now 3,000 or 4,000 word page. And then they'll see your right-hand column, which shows you reviews and everything else. If you sew in the copy, so if we have a couple of paragraphs at the top, and then we say, but if you're in this area, you need our help, please call us, or if it's download our guide. And then after that, you have a review from a client that thought you were amazing. You've covered that off. I'm on the mobile. I've seen enough information early on. If I'm a skim reader, I see enough. see a review, see a call to action, give you a call, away we go. If I'm the detail person, I keep on reading, I read more content, I see another review, another membership, the badge that you've got, and call to action, and away we go. So you need to very much think about mobile first these days, because most legal sites that I manage, over half of them are on mobile devices. So you need to be acutely aware of that. Once you build that trust, how do you get your prospects' contact details? Well, if you're a now business, you say, phone me, email me, complete a free inquiry. That inquiry form, that should be a link to your inquiry form. It should be on its own page, not on your contact page where people get distracted and don't fill it in. I know because I've tested. And you should also have 24/7, 365 days a year live chat. All of those things will get you more leads. And I've had, there it is. I've had clients that have gone from having no inquiries on their website to 5 inquiries a day just by adding their telephone number, email, inquiry form link at the bottom of every page. If people are finding your website, then if you've not got calls to action on them, then you're missing opportunities there. So for a now business, I say telephone, email, link to free inquiry form, not on contact page, and live chat. I can recommend a live chat provider. I recommend all of those because you will get more leads across the door. You'll get more inquiries. And once you've got those inquiries, you can turn more of them into clients. If you're a nurture business, then my suggestion is that you obviously offer something relevant to the content on the page. So if I'm on a business-to-business startup page, you offer me a legal considerations for a startup business guide. I download that. You also still include the telephone, email, and what have you, but more people will download your guide than they will call you. So you offer both, but your primary offering should be to get them on your email list, offer an item of value in exchange for their contact details, so you can keep in touch with them until they choose to buy your services. So I'm just gonna cement this hopefully for you by looking at a couple of websites. Let me go here. So a couple of people have sent these reviews in. So first one's conveyancing. Firstly, what I love is if you think about people's use of this website, top left should always be where we have the logo and we tell people what we do. So we've got that here with solicitors. Number of solicitors websites I see where I have to guess that they're solicitors because they don't have the word there. It's a great badge of honor. So absolutely wear it proudly, have it at the top there. So telephone numbers here and link, that's good, but obviously as soon as we scroll, it starts disappearing. Now, remembering what I said about proof of expertise, depth of expertise, then this is where we can greatly improve this page of adding more content, putting client reviews amongst the content, adding more pages to get the depth of expertise, and then absolutely vital, adding the call to action at the end. And when I talk about adding a call to action at the end of a page, often people will say, well, I've got the contact form at the bottom here, but it's you've broken my readership path. I'm reading your lovely copy here. You're telling me you're going to care for me, look after me, etc. And then sometimes I'll see a contact us button, which takes me off to the contact page, and confuses me. Sometimes there's a form. Sometimes people say, well, yeah, look, Nick, if you go right to the bottom of our website, there's a phone number, so do that. No. As a prospect, I am lazy. You have to think of me as the laziest person in the world. All of your clients the same. Spell it out to me. And if you're getting traffic to this website, I can promise you, if you start adding a bit more content, so in the reviews, so in your telephone, email, making inquiries for conveyancing, so it's instant needs service, then you'll get more inquiries. Perhaps the only thing you might do now is add a guide that says how to get things moving after COVID if you want to buy a house. So there's a now business that can definitely improve the inquiries from that website, which I hope you'll find is good news, just with a little bit of work, which hopefully you've got time to do. I was then going to look at a business-to-business site. This particularly nice site, I could say that because I might have had a hand in it. Business, as I say, primarily is a nurture service offering. It's marketing DNA nurture because either people are considering starting a business, so they're wondering what they're going to need, or they've already got a solicitor helping them with their business. So it means that we need to offer them something in exchange for their email address, because if they're not ready to go yet, whilst we've got the phone numbers linked, they might well download a startup guide. Then you can educate them about why you're the best firm for their needs, and away we go. So that's a nurture service that needs to have added to it, keep on the free inquiry details, but it also needs a downloadable guide, feeds into your email list, allows you to automatically follow up with the client with some follow-up emails that would go further into detail about your services, and then at the end of each email, ask them to get in touch with you and give you a call to find out more. Because at that stage, they're a warmer prospect, they're on your email list. So if we go back to our slideshow, do emails still work? And I've had clients that have had there's a 5 and an 8 on here, because the membership site for the help I provide to solicitors through Marketing for Solicitors is a load of resources to help you market your firm. So some of the resources you'll get today is from Marketing Solicitors, and you'll just that you'll get some of the resources they get, but I bang on about things because I realized that I thought if I told a solicitor once this is what they need to do, they'd go off and do it. And then I realized that that doesn't quite happen. Unfortunately, I have to bang on about it. And one of the things I bang on about is send emails to your prospects is a really good thing to do. And doing it consistently is the most important thing because it makes your phone ring more. It's as simple as that. It makes your telephone ring more. One of my members listened to me, sent out an email and generated 5 instructions. Another one sent out an email and generated 8 instructions over a lunch hour. He'd had enough of me banging on about sending emails. He sent an email, got 8 instructions from that email just because he actually sent it. So the reason I bang on about email marketing is because it works. It just gets clients coming back to you. And particularly now, as I said at the beginning, if you're going to look after your database, your list of clients, emailing them now, educating them about what's going on, what they should be thinking about is a great thing to do. And it will generate work for you, especially if you start from the serve, not sell point of view. The 2 ways of growing your email list is very simple. If you've got a now business, then you're thinking, well, I don't really need an email list. You absolutely do, because whilst you get clients to phone you straight from your website, you're in that beautiful, lucky position. You also want to grow your email list so that you can remind them how else you can help them in the future to come back for your other services. So when you are speaking with these, when someone makes an inquiry, phones you out and says, can you help me with ABC? You say, absolutely. You find out all about their matter and their what matters to them. And one of my biggest trainings, I think, is the meaningful conversation. So you have a meaningful conversation with them that really gets to the heart of what they're worried about, interested in, from a legal point of view, so that you can then relate your services to that. So that's blueprint 2 in Marketing for Solicitors, because I think it's some of the most important work I've done, because ultimately, if you can convert more of your existing inquiries into new clients, you need less new clients. You can do less marketing to get more clients, more income through your door. And nearly every firm I speak with has huge opportunity to generate more inquiries from the clients already finding them. So as a now client, when you have that meaningful conversation with them, you'll say to them, oh, Nick, I've just sent you an email to check I've got the right email address for you, check I can follow up with you. While you're doing that, you add that email onto a form on your website, which adds them straight onto your email list. They then receive an email saying, is this your correct email? It's the double opt-in part of GDPR, and they're on your email list. If you offer a nurture list, then your nurture service, then you offer something of value in exchange for their email address. So it's a downloadable PDF guide, it's a video training series, it's a brochure of your services. It's anything that persuades contacts say, okay, I want to find out more. Let me download this guide, and away I go. So it's very much a case of giving something of value in exchange for your email address. When you do that consistently, and then you talk to your clients regularly, and I'd say at least monthly, you should be emailing clients, probably at least fortnightly during this period of time, and you offer them value and show that you understand where they are, you will get inquiries for your service. At the end of every email, obviously say, phone us, reply to this email, we'll happily answer any of your questions. You encourage that relationship to go to the next level. Google Ads, and this picture's there to remind me. So I did this for this version of it for Marketing for Solicitors members earlier in the week, and one of them asked me, "You're going to talk about washing the soles of your feet, Nick?" And I thought that threw me a bit. But many years ago, I was sitting around Sunday lunch with my family, my wife's family, and with her mum, who sadly is no longer with us, and I don't know how we got onto it, but we started having a chat about whether you wash the soles of your feet in the shower. Now I assumed, because I do that, yeah, you sort of, you pick your leg up, you give it a good scrub, you get in between the toes like on the screen there, and make sure your feet are as fragrant and fresh as they can be before you go and shove them in some smelly old shoes. So I assumed everyone else did that, but no, I was told that some people just stand in the shower and just sort of shuffle their feet on the floor. They feel that's good enough. Good enough. The feet are now clean. So it formed the content of one of my emails because I just found it an interesting story. But the real point that made it relevant to marketing is we all think everyone else is the same as us. So if you read lots of information, you think every website has to have tons of information. If it doesn't, you won't make an inquiry. And it's very hard for you to understand how anyone else can make a decision that they do without all of that information. And it's the same with Google Ads. The number of solicitors that tell me, well, I never click on Google Ads. I never go to, I know if I look for a solicitor in Reading, just say, that's where I used to work with Christelle. We go for a solicitor in Reading. I go straight past these ads here. I don't click on those. I don't go to there. I go straight down here. And they're not there, are they, Christelle? Oh, there they are. That's where I used to be many years ago. So solicitors tell me, well, we don't click on these ads, so no one else does. So therefore, there's no point doing Google Ads. Now, I've got clients that get the majority of their business, the majority of their new business from Google Ads. And still, some of the people in think, well, no, it can't work. It can't really work because I don't do it, so it doesn't work. You can't make the mistake of thinking because you do it, it doesn't work. The only way I've told you that you know where the marketing works is you get a return on investment. If you get a return on investment, you keep on doing it. And with Google Ads, I've got clients that spend a few £100s a month, and I've got clients that spend thousands of pounds a month, and I have had clients that spent over £100,000 a month on Google Ads. And the only reason that they do that, because as you worked out by now, I make sure they know it's working for them. The only reason that they do that is because it puts more money into their bank account than it takes out. They know that because I make them record every inquiry in, I make them ask how they found them, and we can trace it back to Google Ads. So just careful not to make the mistake of thinking, well, that can't apply to me. If you offer a now service, conveyancing, personal injury, wills, last of house attorney, sometimes offer a guide as well. Or if you offer a business services, business litigation, something that's a bit more instant, then Google Ads can instantly bring you more clients in for little or no extra costs. If you've got a nurture business and you've been going long enough and you just want to build a pipeline for the future, then Google Ads will help you build that email list. It probably won't provide the initial return on investment that I'd hope to see, but it can provide you with a growing audience to sell your services to in the future, and potentially a list of referral partners. You have to have a return on investments, and like I said, all my clients know that they get one. Otherwise, why would you carry on doing it? So they have to get that minimum 3 to 1 return on investment to keep on doing it. And the thing with Google Ads is you've either got to get brilliant at it, and that means you need to be in there pretty much every day to get to a level of brilliance, or you need to get brilliant at managing someone that's managing for you. And in the Law Firm Growth Formula book, I go into detail about how to manage your Google Ads agency, because I've taken over dozens and dozens of campaigns from the so-called best Google Ads agencies in the world and made them work better for my clients. And I don't believe that's because I'm particularly special. It's because I know how it works. I also understand most Google Ads agencies are technical, so they can do the back end of Google Ads, but they're not necessarily marketing. All I'm thinking about, as I told you at the beginning, is I want my clients put in front of their perfect prospects at the time that they're just ready to buy their services. Google Ads does that better than anything else. So I know if I use the right keywords, the words that people type into Google, for example, conveyancing solicitor Reading, my client's ad appears, and I've written copy that engages the audience and persuades them to click through to the website. And then on that page, and this is from what I've said to you, you'll understand on that page there'll be a lot of content, there'll be lots of reviews, there'll be calls to action, and they'll be downloaded by guides if it's relevant. I know if I do all of those things together, then my clients will get a return on investment. When I left legal services, I was asked to set up a claims company, which I didn't really want to do. It didn't seem like a good move forward to me, but I did it. It's one of the best things I did because we spent a fortune on Google Ads, and but I had to make it work. So I had to learn how to do it, and I used what was supposed to be the best Google Ads agency in the UK that cost £3,000 a month for their services, which is a lot more than mine. And I kept looking at the campaign going, they're just not doing it right. So I kept stepping in to improve it and realized that I could get better results than they could get, which is at the point that I thought I better offer this as a service. So Google Ads works fantastically. You have to track it. You have to know it's working for you. You have to put the right landing pages. You have to understand marketing. But if you've got an agency managing, as I say, the book, The Law Firm Growth Formula, tells you how to manage them. But basically, the very simple test is you want more clicks every month from your spend. That's people visiting your website, having looked for the services you provide. You want more clicks for the same or less spend. That's what you're ideally after. And the next bit, which is also vital, is you have to get more clients from it. You have to get clients from your campaign. And I just want to touch on search engine marketing, search engine optimization for a moment. So that's getting to the top of Google free of charge. So that's what Blandy have done here. Getting to the top of Google, they're number one in Google. Search engine optimization. So many solicitors say, I'm spending a few £100s a month on SEO. And I say, is it working? Well, I don't really know. You have to know. But as I say, you have to know your return on investment. So first of all, if you're spending a few £100s a month on SEO, it's probably not spending money on search engine optimization or search engine marketing. It's probably spending money on your web design company to just play around with it a bit. You won't get results at that level of spend. If you're spending £1,500 to £2,000 a month, then yeah, you've got a full service SEO agency. But the key thing is, again, if your website traffic isn't going up and your inquiries aren't going up, your SEO isn't working. SEO companies always want at least 6 months, then they want another 6 months, then another 6 months. If it's not working in 6 months, it's not going to work, in my humble opinion. You'll be better off spending money and time on Google Ads because you get an instant return. You can track it instantly. It shouldn't take 6 months for Google Ads to work. I did once have someone come to me and said, Nick, I've spent £10,000 a month on Google Ads for 6 months. When should I start getting clients? I was like, 6 months ago. I hadn't had one client from a £60,000 spend. It has to provide clients straight off the bat. You should be getting inquiries immediately. And if you're not with Google Ads, I find there's a tipping point. So if you're only getting sort of up to 100 clicks a month, you're gonna get very hit and miss results. Once you get past 200 or 300 clicks a month, that's when you can pretty much predict that your phone is going to ring, you're going to get inquiries, and you're going to turn those inquiries into clients. So if you are spending on Google Ads, then that's a key thing to know, that you really need to be getting 200-300 clicks a month. If you are spending on Google Ads and you're not getting results, by all means, email me. I'll gladly give you a video review of that and show you what I do to improve it. That's not tying you to coming to using me. You can take the video and do it yourself, or you can take the video and beat your agency around the head with it, or you can say, oh, actually, no, Nick seems to know something about it. We might give him a go. But you know, the video is free of charge without obligation. So if you're spending money on Google Ads, let me have a look at it. I'll tell you what I think, and you can go away with that information and do what you wish with it. Referrals. One of my favorite sayings is, what gets measured gets better. And there's nothing truer of this. We're getting close to the end now, just so you know. If you want to type questions, pop them in. What gets measured gets better. So on that basis, you have to measure everything if you want it to get better. So you very much have to measure how many referrals you're getting in, who they're coming from. And I suggest a simple spreadsheet to do this. So you literally have a tab of your referrers, who they refer to you, you see if they convert, you measure that. And then if it works, you reward them. Now, I'm not saying you have to reward them with the referral fee. I'm not personally a big fan of fees, but you have to reward them. There can't be, I don't believe in any business relationship where one hand takes and the other one just gives. There has to be mutual benefit. Mutual benefit, yes, mutual benefit. So if you're getting lots of work from one provider, it's your job to know that, and it's your job to reward that provider so that they keep on giving you the referrals. And it might be as simple as a bottle of wine. It might be as simple as taking them out to lunch. It might be flowers. It could be anything, but it can't be nothing. It cannot be nothing. It could be as simple as a thank you, and it could be that they're happy that their clients are looked after by you, but it has to be something. It cannot be nothing. The beauty of this is, once you know this, and I know many solicitors don't track this, and you absolutely have to, but once you know which referrals are working, and you reward them and keep that referral happy, go and get more of the same of them. So I've got a friend in Canada who no, he's not. He's in America. Who does Washington DC? He does renovates properties and sells them, flips them as they call it over there, and he gets referrals from probate lawyers. So I said, how often are you connecting with probate lawyers on LinkedIn and finding them locally so you can get more of the same? Never. But he is now. So you need to do the same. If you know that you get referrals from mortgage brokers, financial advisors, for wills, for conveyancing, or for businesses, accountants, then connect with more accountants. And one of the resources I'm giving you completely free of charge is my LinkedIn prospecting guide, which tells you how to beef up your profile, and then a video which shows you how to connect with your ideal prospects, how to find them, how to connect with them, and then post on there to ensure that you get more referrals to them. So that's the referral part. Now, the next part is your marketing plan. And I'm going to give you these resources. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here. I just want to make one point, which is, as I said to you, I'm a fan of Easy Life Marketing, getting clients coming to you, but I'm also a fan of leveraging that Easy Life Marketing. So, for example, on a nurture business, where you've got to get people to your website, you've got to get people to it, as the owl reminded me. Adding great content that answers the questions your ideal clients type into Google to find you is a great way of getting people to your website free of charge. It's not search engine marketing, but it does work, and it always has worked and always will do. So my clients that get the most traffic to the website, free of charge traffic, have blogged for years. 2008, 10, I'm thinking of one of my longest standing clients, and they do it every month still because it works. It brings people to the site. But once you've done that blog, you then use that blog as the content for your email marketing database. So you've now created a blog, but you're using the content for your email. At the end of each email, you ask your client to get in touch with you, obviously, because you're trying to grow your business here. Then you post a link to that email on LinkedIn, on Facebook, social, because this is where you can use social media to drive people back to your resource, back to your website. Now we've got them into the website. What do we want to do? We want to get their contact details. So we offer them a downloadable guide, or we offer them telephone, email, inquiry, 24/7, 365 live chat. There's marketing leverage in that. So I say, I'm not going to go through this in detail, but I just want you to know that this is yours as part of the resources. Once you've done that, you track your performance, and then you look at where you are you where you want to be? And you plan where you want to go next, and you start adding extra tactics if you're not there, if it's not happening. For the now business, the only real difference is that obviously I say you can go straight to Google Ads because it's going to work. And additional marketing tactics, signage, when done properly, is still one of the best marketing tactics out there. It's interruption, I know, but if you're on a big presence, big high street, or you're on a big busy road, putting up signage, not with your firm name at the top of it, but listing the services you provide and the firm name at the bottom and the website and telephone, fantastic thing to do. Works ridiculously well. So that's the end of that. I'll give you these resources. I'm going to look at a couple of websites now and take your questions. The resources include setting up email marketing. If you haven't yet done that, there's a complete setup guide showing you precisely what to do to get it going. There's the LinkedIn prospecting guide to beef up your profile and show you how to connect on there. There's the marketing plans I've just glanced to show you, slide deck, and there's also a link to marketing for solicitors, because one of the things that I don't really talk about, which I do through there, if you want access to my one-to-one advice, but you don't want to pay a huge amount for it, then Marketing for Solicitors Level 2 Premium comes with mentoring. So we get our own one-to-one chat area where you can literally send me your marketing resources. You can say, Nick, I'm stuck on this. What do I do? How do I do it? I reply, you get bespoke, personalized feedback. We agree a plan. I help you implement it. If you need nudging to make things happen more consistently, so you know you should be doing stuff, but it's not happening, I nudge quite hard, because all I'm interested in is my clients getting better results month after month after month. So there's 2 levels of membership. Basically, you get access to all the stuff, and then there's the mentoring level where you get access to my one-on-one feedback. Even with the stuff one, you can ask me questions, they get answered through the membership website. So all of that's on the resources page. I'm now going to look at a couple of websites briefly and then take your questions. So if you've got them coming up, I'm going to get rid of the screen in a minute and then see all your faces if there's anyone still there, which I hope there is, because I can only see myself, which is off-putting enough in itself. So Luke Cohen & Co. We go straight to solicitors. That's good. We got the phone number. I'd be inclined to have the phone number of those details below the logo because it's disappearing very quickly. I might even put them at the bottom of the image here. We're established what we do. Now, a homepage, I wanted to feature one homepage because the homepage's job really is just to get people that know you into it. So if someone goes looking for Luke Cohen, they're going to find the homepage. Then the object of your homepage is very much to get them where they're looking to as quickly as possible. So it should feature links to your main services. So these should be linked to get me through to your main services, maybe even a bulleted list to break up the content. Should be an easy link to your contact page, and then it should be, yeah, okay, that's all good. Then the call to action. Now, the problem with this call to action that needs fixing very quickly is these numbers aren't linked. Now, I said to you that most people are on mobile devices, so I should be able to, even not on a mobile, if that was linked, I could click that now and Skype would open and I could phone the business straight from here. Or if this was linked, I could click it and it would send an email. So your calls to action have to be at the bottom of every page, and they also have to be linked. And the one missing there is a link to an inquiry, which would definitely be worth having. Here's Rebecca, and Rebecca's doing some great marketing at the moment, getting some great results. Well done, Rebecca. I don't know if you're on the call, but I know you're registered. What I like about this is I know exactly where you are, what you do. I know who you are, which is really important. I'll make a point on this because so many solicitors, particularly business solicitors, say to me, I want to appear bigger and brighter and bolder. Okay, what's your unique message? Why do clients come to you? Well, they come to me because they get London expertise, but at a much cheaper price. So they're buying you personally, yes, because they're getting your expertise at a cheaper price, yes. So don't hide from that. Sell that. That's a huge sales message. So Rebecca's doing well. She's got herself on here, and I know because I had a call with Rebecca recently, she's got her links and link to inquiry. I'd take off the word form. I'd always say complete a free online inquiry. Don't use the word form because no one likes it. It's not a very nice word. Don't like it. I'd have a review sewn in amongst this copy. And then the thing I wanted to say, when we go to wills, if we have a look at wills here, come on website. I noticed that personality is all gone. We don't know who we're buying now. And the call to action, I think from memory, isn't linked as well. So get those linked, link to the inquiry, and get Rebecca on there, get the video or an image so that I can see who I'm buying. Personality works a treat in selling legal services. It should not be shied away from, it should be embraced. Another one, Armstrong Family Law. What I love here is very quickly, we've got the logo and we know what we do. I might make that even stronger and say specialist family law solicitors and make the strap line a bit bigger because it's a great sales message. In terms of, am I on the home page? I can't see because that's blocking me, but I think I am. So if I go to a page, oh no, I'm on the divorce and solution page. This is the point I made here. Testimonials on the right hand side there, but if I shrink that so that I'm seeing it as if I'm just seeing a mobile version, as you'll notice, they've all completely gone. They've gone right to the very bottom. So it means that you need to, and that's the way you test if your site is responsive, which Google likes. You shrink it, and as long as all the content resizes and fits, it works. It's responsive. That's good. But you need to sew in some early reviews, sew in an early call to action, get a bit, break up the copy so that we've got quite a lot of content, which is good. Break it up with subheadings, break it up with some imagery, get some of the team on there, put the image right-hand side over here so the copy comes down, because you want people to dive straight into the content, because it is the content that always sells. I'm forever chuckle to myself when I see a solicitor's website that has massive pictures, massive header images, and very few words. It's impossible to sell your service without enough words. I promise you that. I've said if people want the detail, they need lots of words. If people want to skim read, they need the subheadings. And then, of course, we need the call to action. And we haven't, oh, hello, got a nice video. But we haven't got the call to action linked, which we need, definitely worth doing. And one final one. I wanted to mention this one because it's got a COVID update, which I think is a great idea. You should all have this on your website at the moment saying, yes, we're operating, we're here for business. Link telephone number, fantastic, so that's good. And then into the content, we need that. This is where I said often we get links to that will be a contact page on some websites. Tell me what to do, speak to me, show me a review. tell me how to phone you. Say all inquiries are without obligation, no cost. Call us on this number, fill in the free online inquiry, and get in touch with us. So hopefully for those of you whose sites they are, that was helpful. This is where I turn off the screen share and I see that thankfully I'm not my own. Thank you very much for staying with me. Much appreciated. Hello to you all. Funny to see you all there. So yeah, any questions? Christelle, have we got any questions? Would anyone like to know anything else? Anyone like me to cover anything in detail? Anyone unsure whether they're nurture or now? Then now's your time to fire away.
I think Jill's on this one.
Is that someone chatting? I'm going to mute that, or I will unmute if you have a question. Do you feel confident that you know whether you're a nurture service or a now service? Do you offer your calls? You do. Good, Fiona. Are your calls to action up to date? Are you all going to go off and check your websites after this and make sure that there's plenty of links? Yes, good. Telephone numbers, inquiries. It makes a difference. And people always say to me, Nick, it can't be that simple. Oh, my word, so many times it is absolutely that simple. A simple change to your website can make a massive difference and can get your phone ringing. So make those simple changes. As I say, I'm going to send you the resources if you've already registered. I'm going to include some of the resources from Marketing Solicitors. There's more details on there. Fiona?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Of course.
I unmuted, but I wasn't going to ask anyway at that point. I was going to listen to you. I think you deserve some undivided attention. The question is, I think at this point in time, it's going to be, there's a lot of law firms folding and that are going to be struggling, and they're going to be attracting or going to bigger law firms and looking at all of that at the moment. And I'd like to put something on my site that says, just be aware that if that's going on in other law firms, then they're going to be more concerned about how they're going to survive. We're still here for you. But I want to be a bit careful about this, because slagging everybody off is never a good idea.
No, it's a terrible marketing method.
So to give a message that's quite negative can't always be that helpful to your own business. No. So I'm just wondering how to do that.
I think you hit the nail on the head. You definitely don't want to be negative. So I think rather than focus on what other people, other firms might be happening with other firms, explain why you're going to be here forever and why you're the right firm for me and how you're going to take care of all my needs. And just focus on you, but from a point of view of why that helps your clients. It's never great to get into, as you say, attacking competition. So just definitely think about what your clients might be worried about and sell it to them from that basis that you're going to be there forever and why you are, and what you do to look after your clients. So that's definitely the way I'd do it. But no, it doesn't ever come out well if you attack your competition.
I actually did write something about it, and it was quite strong imagery, really, and I was using some metaphors in there. But overall, it's a negative message, and I thought, I'm not sure I want to put that out.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's always better to be positive. There's plenty of other people being negative on all sorts of social media platforms out there, which is why I don't go on them. So no, I'm all for the, as I say, serve, not sell. So always ask yourself, is this serving my audience well? If it is, then the sales will come automatically.
Fab, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Keith.
Nick, quick question, if that's possible.
Where have I gone? Who's talking to me?
My name's Jono.
Hello, Jono. Oh, I can't see you. Okay. Now I'll come to you, Keith, next.
Quick question around digital advertising, Google advertising.
Yes.
Is Google Analytics a sufficient tool to run your analytics on search terms, or do you need other tools other than Google Analytics?
I've found Google Analytics is a bit flaky these days. So I use Google Search Console, which is basically the same same tool, but is just seems to be a bit more accurate. But yeah, I think it's absolutely enough. You can spend years in the data, but if you can work your way around Google Search Console, you'll find what your best keywords are, what conversions are coming in, which are your best landing pages. And one of the things I often do is look in Search Console, so it shows you what keywords people are using to find you. And so you can, you won't necessarily be getting clicks on them, but it will show you, for instance, conveyancing solicitor Reading, that you're in position 60. But you can see there's a lot of search volume for it, and you add that to your Google Ads campaign. So it's great for getting ideas for additional keywords for your Google Ads. It's great for working.
Does it do long tail
Yes.
terms as well as short tail terms?
Yeah, it's fantastic. So it'll, I'll often sort it by query, and then it will show you all the hows, all the whys, all the what. So all the questions, which are blog titles for your audience, because although your website, although it says your site's being featured in the search results, it's normally for a page that doesn't answer the question specifically. So if you see a question in there such as why should I use a solicitor for probate, that can become an article on its own right. So it's great for giving you those long tail keywords for giving you blog content ideas.
Great.
Thanks, Jono. Where's Keith? Keith, I've unmuted you.
Thank you. I just wanted to know what your best contact details are, because I'd like to understand more about your services.
Sure. Reply to any of the emails you get from me. I occasionally send an email out. Some of you might have noticed that. Apply to any of those, or just N Jervis.
That you do the mass emails from, that actually gets to you, does it? It's not
Everything that, yeah, no, absolutely, everything does.
Okay.
But N Jervis at samsungconsulting.co.uk, that works as well, or info at samsungconsulting.co.uk.
All right, I'll be in touch.
All right, look forward to speaking to you. Thanks, Paul. As I said, I did mention, if you need more specific help, if you're not sure about anything, feel free to email me afterwards, reply to any of those emails that will come to me. If you'd like me to look over your website, or you'd like me to look over your Google Ads campaign, I will gladly do a little video review for you, giving you my thoughts on what you could do to improve it. So by all means, get in touch with me that way, and I'll help, whether you're on the call live or recording, or watching the recording. That applies to you all. So feel free to ask me for my thoughts. Thank you for the thumbs up. DG. Hey, David. Thank you all. Right, I don't think we've got any more questions. So what are we, 2:05? It's a sunny day where I am. We're heading on for a long weekend. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you for clapping. Wow, I've never had a clap on a call before. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all again soon. Have a lovely weekend. Everyone stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.